how long did it take to build that strength base? Because you're saying you came into gymnastics and weren't strong, and now you're winning national Olympic lifting competitions. What is the time frame between them and the level of training, and what did you prioritize?
Welcome to the Totalfit podcast. This is our journey to optimal health.
Welcome to the Totalfit podcast. I'm joined by Gabby, who is the third place winner of the Crossfit Nationals in Brazil. And this is the first Totalfit podcast that we are running, where we're discovering athletes and coaches' journey to optimal health. So we're going to be unpacking that in future episodes. But first of all, welcome, Gabby. How are you?
Okay, and you, Ben?
Good. So you come from Brazil, and we're here at CrossFit Shanghai. No, CrossFit Shanghai? Yeah, Chiang Mai, in Thailand, where we've been running the Totalfit training. So, Gabby, you are a CrossFit athlete, but also a Totalfit coach like myself. So, first of all, tell us, how did you get into CrossFit, and what was your physical journey as an athlete from a young age to now?
I used to be gymnastic also, and then I started so young, like 9 years old. And then because that in 2014 I had the invitation to be part of a first CrossFit box in my city, and because people already know that I am gymnastic and have that inside this sport, they start to indicate me to be a coach of that box. And then I start to try, and for me at the beginning I didn't feel so like, oh, amazing. But after try and start to do, they saw that I have this background that can help to be athlete for competition. And then almost 3 years ago, I started really to fight for it. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay, so coming from a gymnastics space, how did you get into gymnastics as a child?
Gymnastics because friends from my school start to do, and then in our city they have a club for free, and then from the government, then I start to enjoy this and see that it's my life, and start to spend like 4 hours per day.
4 hours a day? Wow.
For more than 10 years.
What age was that?
9 years old.
So 9. Oh wow.
Mm-hmm. And I start competition in gymnastics like since 12.
And then what age was it you made the transfer into CrossFit?
So, and then I finished between this time when I start to be coach, because I got in the college of physical education to graduate, and then this moment I start to be personal trainer and a runner of street. Like I start to try another sports also, like handball, cycling, and CrossFit just came so early. Oh, so like soon, like 5 years ago.
Wow. So you've always been quite competitive as a sportsman and athlete.
Yeah.
And you've always done a certain sport?
Always.
Always, okay. Wow. So coming in from gymnastics to weightlifting, there's obviously that transfer into CrossFit. You come into it where you've got the mobility and core strength, but you don't have any real depth of body of strength. How did you find that, and how long did it take up to build you to where you are now?
It's so interesting question, because when I got into the CrossFit, so they saw that I already can do any movements of gymnastics, like muscle ups and walking handstand, things like that. But about weightlifting, I was like so bad. And then the coach of this box, she's a specialist in weightlifting, and then she started to give me so basic instructions. And then last year, I get the first place in weights in Brazil.
Oh wow.
And this year as well.
In Olympic lifting or in deadlifting or squatting? Or?
It was like clean and jerk.
Clean and jerk, okay.
And I got 95, but it was easy. I just tried once, but if I could, I was prepared to do more. And this year I got the first place as well in weightlifting competition, especially not CrossFit, weightlifting competition, doing the most heavy thruster.
Wow.
On rack.
Congratulations. So on that, in terms of, just for the listeners who are training, who are starting out in CrossFit or Totalfit, how long did it take to build that strength base? Because you're saying you came into gymnastics and weren't strong, and now you're winning national Olympic lifting competitions. What is the time frame between them and the level of training, and what did you prioritize?
Okay, so I really took this like as a challenge to really try 2 years ago. 2 years ago, almost 2.5 years ago. I thought myself and asked to my coach, so let's try to see in which level I am, because I used to try and then open each year since 2015.
Okay.
And then 2 years ago, I thought, so let's see on national level where I am. And then I tried the games to see how, and then I got the last position to be in. It's just 12 from my country.
Okay.
Yeah, 12, the best 12 in my country. And I got the last position, and then I just have 2 months to really train hard now, like she said, no, now you have position to be in. The national, you're gonna fight for it or not? And I say, it will be too much training, right?
Yeah.
She said yes, at least 4 hours a day, like 2 sessions of 2 hours. And I say, I don't know if this is my purpose, but she is also athlete, and she was fighting for this position, and she didn't
Sure.
Yeah, she didn't get. And then she said, so you're gonna enjoy, because I want to be in your place and I can.
Yeah.
And I say, okay, let's do it. And I got the fourth place last year, nationally. And this year, third place, almost second for 1 rep.
Wow. Congratulations.
1 rep.
So can you remember what you were able to squat 4 years ago to what you're able to do now? What's the margin you've seen improvement?
Oh, the improvement.
Statistics.
No, like I could give like 40% that I can now 90%. It's almost 50%.
More increase.
Yeah.
So a huge increase over 4
Right.
years, just because of that consistency. So with that, with Totalfit, we train the mind, body and spirit. And so that obviously comes with a lot of mental toughness and things. Could you tell us some of the things you've had to sacrifice in order to get where you are, in terms of either relationships, either work, studying, all those things you had to lay down to get where you are today?
I am in an age that I am fighting for the master category, so I don't have someone to provide me, so and then I work normally, so I have time to work, to go to the church and enjoy. Sometimes I also have not time to my family and friends, and just have the weekends, sometimes yes, sometimes no, like most of the part of the time, just on Sunday I have the rest.
Okay.
So it's really sacrifice time and
time.
money, and especially time to dedicate, because sometimes we are there inside the gym, the box training, but you see that day is not improving yourself and you won't be out.
Yeah.
And you cry and you fight with yourself and you fight with your mind and say, I have a purpose, I will fight for that, remember why you're here.
Why you started. Why so can you think of a particular time where you nearly let go of your dream, where something came up in your life, like a job offer or a different career path? Or has it always been, once you got into CrossFit and did you see the potential where you could go?
So it's interesting also this question, because when I got in 2015, they start to see me that I can be an athlete for competition, and then I already answered like no, because I did that a lot since child, being a gymnastic athlete.
Sure.
I don't want to do that. Competition for me is so hard to my mind, it takes too much my energy, so I just want to practice. And then I avoid the first 2 years, the beginnings of this career of CrossFitter. And then just 2 years ago, because around all is overall is 5 years. So the middle of this, and I say, okay, let's try.
Let's go for it.
Let's give this. But I already know how much I need to give, because the gymnastic life that I had before.
Sure. And financially, how have you found the training? You know, because if you've only just started winning competitions, so obviously funding has not come from winning. How have you found that strain mentally to keep going, and how have you managed that yourself?
Yeah. So during the start, when I start to to be an athlete. People didn't know me, so I have to work hard to have money to be in the competitions and then to work with my own job to can like both. But after when last year I got the fourth position nationally, the brands start to looking for me, and then I have some sponsors.
Oh, that's good.
That helped me a lot.
Okay. And in terms of just going back to your training on a daily basis, you talked about sometimes wanting to give up. Also, is there any mental thing you go to or place or spiritual that gives you that strength to keep going? Or any saying or anything?
We know that the influence of our coaches is so hard. It's important. So, and I have my coach that she's so focused on competitors, athletes, and then she always are saying like you have to do it. If you have a focus, we have to train hard. But some days I say to her, so I'm now today really. If you ask me if I want to do that, I will say no. Today is not a day that I want to really give up. Maybe probably let's work just until the next competition and I will finish my career because for me it's been so hard.
Really?
So yeah. And then I made this proposal to fight just like last year, but the sponsors, brands start to ask me a little bit more. Okay. And then for this year I did that. And now I'm planning to finish next year. Beginning of next year.
To retire from CrossFit. Okay, so what's the dream for this year then?
I want to classify for Open.
For
my team. Yes.
So you're in the team event now?
Yeah, team. We are as a team and we have really opportunity, like we have a level to be there. We are fighting for. We are in the second week to the Open and we hope we can be there.
Qualify.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. You'll be up against Rich Froning and his team.
No, can you imagine it? Can you imagine?
Yeah, phenomenal. So, as Totalfit coach, you've talked about your physical, your mental. Does a spiritual play a role in your training, or would you say that's a separate thing that you go to church on a different day? And when you're in training zone, a lot of athletes switch off and they just focus on the bar in front of them.
For me, we cannot separate. Thanks. I'm so grateful because in my box I have freedom, and then I can really plus my life because I am athlete. I need to have this strength mind, but as well I have a faith. So I have faith, and then during the competition, especially now this last one when I fight for a team, my team already knows my faith, and then they ask me a prayer before we go
really?
to when they call our
do they have a same faith as you, or
no? They believe, but they are not so, but they believe in the prayer that I used to do.
Interesting.
And they ask, so Gabi, let's come close. Can you pray for us? And we pray and we fight for the workout.
That's so special. Yeah. Interesting. So you got your mind, body, and spirit. Moving into those, and so you've got your career as a CrossFit coach, as a CrossFit athlete. How did you get involved in Totalfit?
So then when I listened about Totalfit, for me it was amazing because the methodology and strategy, it's so smart. You can really looking for the optimal health. And then when we got that the health is not just body, it's more than this. It's much more higher. And then for me it was like a glove. It was I was waiting for a long to can be part and work with this kind of tool.
I think for me a big thing coming into Totalfit was that holistic approach and interest that I had been as only played university rugby level, but always trained. I was probably better at the physical training in the rugby than the skills, and would just love to train on my own again and again and again. And then finding a network that believed in that but was more, and coming from a development side where it cared about training health and fitness coaches that weren't just caring about their body, and it doesn't matter what religion they were, it doesn't matter their beliefs, it's like come and find out, search for yourself, your mind, body and spirit. And I think that was amazing, for me getting to work in so many different countries has been very special. But then in your training now, we're sitting here in Thailand and the Open is going on. We watched you do 20.2 yesterday, very hard and sweaty. How do you find that tension being a Totalfit coach? So if you don't know, Totalfit coaches, we volunteer a lot overseas training a number of groups. I've been in Ethiopia, China, Yemen. Gabby, how many countries have you been to with Totalfit?
Here.
Yeah.
India, Argentina, South Africa.
Many. So we give a lot of our time to practically volunteer and train health and fitness coaches, those that wouldn't necessarily get to have that level of qualification. We offer it because we offer our time for free, and thanks to special charity donors and sponsors, they pay for our flights, so we're able to go and train people. And now we're here in Thailand, where I just am my level 2 instructor. Gabby has been one of the instructors training me, but in that it has come at a sacrifice. So how have you managed that tension of wanting to continue to volunteer with the organisation and help people globally and compete in your qualify for the games?
Yeah, that's the point. Like, my mentor and this organization asked me, so Gabi, you know that we want to use you more around the world, but we know that you are in a season, that you have many competitions, is important, and we cannot all the time take you out of your routine, you know? And then this to be here, I really had to make a plan. And then I before I know that you have this week to do the open, and then the day that we choose to do here, because we need to be inside the schedule of these students, because we have a lot of sessions and have time to start and to the end. A guy from Brazil that have injured the knee, and I passed almost half of this day in the hospital with him with translation. And then I used to think like I will do the open 20.2 like during the lunchtime. And when I arrived here, it was around like 3 p.m. And I think, my goodness, for me it's so hard during the end because I don't have more energy for nothing.
Of course, yeah.
So imagine to do to
and it's humid, very humid.
So much.
Yeah.
And then I asked to the coach from the Crossfit Chiang Mai, and he said, so let's do that now during the dinner. And then I went there, started warming up, and he was ready and said, so let's do it. It was like really from God, the score that I got, and my friends came in the end to give me strength. It was amazing. My friends from Brazil were watching that and saying, so God, amazing the energy that you have there. It's Totalfit environment, for sure.
It's good training. Amazing. Well, Gabby, it's been lovely to have you with us today on the first Totalfit podcast. So it's hopefully we're going to be interviewing coaches from around the world, connected to Totalfit, connected not, from sports coaches to psychiatrists to food nutrition. We're going to be finding their journey of training, the mind, body, spirit, as individuals and as teams. So it's going to be an exciting journey, and hopefully as myself, Ben, your host, we will be mapping my journey as well as I break into CrossFit, see how far we can go in that and continue to be empowered. So Gabby, just thank you so much for your time and thank you for sharing your experience. For not many people have compete at your level, and for you to share your wisdom with us has been truly great. So thank you very much. Thank you. And we'll see you next week.